Welcome to the SEO.co Search Engine Optimization Podcast. Digital marketing essentials and next level tactics. From offsite and on-site optimization to persuasive selling and everything in between. You'll learn actionable tips on what it takes to outright and outrank your competition. Now, here's your host, Nate Need.
Hello again, and welcome to another episode of the SEO podcast. And we've been at it now for several months. This is not something new, but I wanted to discuss today a little bit more about content and what content means as it relates to SEO. 5-10 years ago, even less, there was this mantra that it was all about the quantity rather than necessarily the quality, and the Google spiders would like to see, regular content being published on your site, as well as that content would have internal links. So the more frequently you posted, the better off your website would be, and the more relevant traffic you would receive, as well as you'd be ranking for a number of a lot more keywords, because you'd have lots of different pages that discuss different topics kind of around the same parent topic. And what's interesting is as time has gone on, that has diminished in value. And so you're seeing now a lot more content consolidation, a lot greater focus placed on long form content that covers one topic completely in depth, has a lot of kind of sublinks, internal links to those particular pages. And you have this move more toward less quantity and more quality of the types of content that you're creating. And we've moved that same direction, and we encourage our clients to do the same. Rather than just pumping out content for content's sake, building links, you really take a very critical view in terms of what types of content that you want to have ranking, how you want that content to rank, and where you want it to be placed in search, and then making sure that you're not cannibalizing your content. And that's probably one of the biggest reasons not to do kind of the spray and pray version of content production, where you're talking about the same topic over and over and over again. That content then competes with itself. Even though you've got good versions of it, you might have something that talks about shoes, something that talks about blue suede shoes, and then you might talk about blue suede shoes 5 or 6 different times. Well, Google doesn't know where to rank blue suede shoes on your website, because you have 5 or 6 different pages that talk about them, unless there's some sort of subtopic. So some of the best marketers out there, you'll notice, have very few pages on their site. When I say very few, less than 1,000, and usually less than 500, in many cases less than, say, 300 to 350 pages, but they have thousands of links pointing to individual pages on their site. So it underscores the need for this idea of quality over quantity. And what makes a quality page? Today's blog posts are not just blog posts. They include interactive graphics where you're actually, using, you can scroll back and forth, scroll up and down. You can input items, maybe it's an ROI calculator, and they might have videos, PNGs animated GIFs, PNGs. They have all sorts of different types of content on the page, and they usually will have content that's between 2,000 and 10,000 words, quite frankly. And that content would be and have all sorts of answers to a question within, multiple questions within the same post. And so that is where things are headed, and that's where they already are, quite frankly. And it's best to spend, once you create such a large piece of content, it's best to spend 50% of your time creating this massive great piece of content, and then the other 50% go out and promote it, get the links to it, get the tweets to it, get the exposure for it, and send out a mass email to your subscriber list. So it's quality over quantity. If you can produce both quality and quantity, then that's even better. But if you have the option, I always suggest producing quality, in-depth, highly actionable pages and posts on your website. If that's something that you need help with, we'd be glad to take that off your hands and or work with you and your team to help create that type of content that you'd like to see. Thanks for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed this. We'd love to hear your feedback and hope to have you back on the podcast again soon.
Thank you for joining us on the SEO.co podcast. We appreciate your time. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show and visit SEO.co for more resources based on today's topic, as well as access to more podcast episodes to help you improve your site's long-term SEO success.